Last week's autumn statement, we obviously saw those vital cuts to national insurance, but the tax burden still set to go up. Do you think this is just the start of the government's ambition to try and lower taxes?
Well, the Chancellor made clear and the Prime Minister's made clear that we do want to lower taxes even further. But it's absolutely vital that we maintain overall an approach towards the economy and an approach towards the public finances that ensures that we don't have to borrow for tax cuts.
So which ones would you like to see them cut next? Stamp duty, perhaps?
I'll leave that to the Chancellor. He's already shown with the autumn statement that he has a clear tax-cutting drive and also a focus on economic stability overall. And I trust Jeremy's judgment.
I'm sure that you've seen this speculation that obviously the Chancellor bringing forward those tax plans means that you guys are looking at an early election. Are you?
It's the Prime Minister who'll decide when the election is. Whenever it is, I know that we will be ready.
And yesterday we saw yet more pro-Palestine protests on our streets, some of them holding banners including swastikas on them. Are the police doing enough to take action against some of these hateful protests?
Yes, the police are operationally independent, and the Met Commissioner, Sir Mark Rowley, is someone for whom I've got the highest regard. And of course, in our country, we have a tradition of protest. If that protest involves people who are chanting hateful slogans or who are either with the placards or other symbols that they flaunt, provoking racial hatred or showing sympathy for terrorism, then the police can act, and they do.
So you don't think the police need any more powers at all? You think they've got enough?
Well, I think the police have to operate within the powers that they have. But of course, we always need to keep the law under review because we need to ensure that if police officers, if the Met Commissioner feel that they need additional flexibility in order to maintain public order, that flexibility can be afforded.
Mr Gove, last week we saw these revised migration figures up 130,000 extra on what we thought they were last year. You worked on Vote Leave. Is this a betrayal of those people that voted for Brexit?
No. The critical thing about migration is that we do need to bring numbers down, but we have the tools to do that.
But we haven't been doing that, have we? We haven't been doing that at all.
Inside the European Union, we faced unlimited free movement. Now we have the opportunity to decide, as the Prime Minister did earlier this year, to change our migration rules. He changed them so that the dependents of students would be excluded in the future from migration freedoms. It is also the case that the numbers are large because people in the United Kingdom have welcomed so many from the Ukraine who are refugees, and also because of the numbers of people who are British nationals from Hong Kong who are also fleeing persecution. So we've got a proud tradition of providing shelter and support for those who are refugees, who are escaping war and persecution. And that's why the numbers are higher than they might otherwise have been.
So the Prime Minister has promised that he is going to look at this at the moment. The Home Secretary is also looking at this at the moment. What are the government going to do to bring down those numbers, which you promised to do for so long?
Well, again, in the same as I can't preempt the Chancellor, I can't preempt what the Home Secretary
What would you like to see them do? Any options that you think would like to see them put on the table?
One of the privileges of sitting around the table with the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary is I can share my thinking with them in private. And that's probably the best way of making sure that good ideas are kicked around before eventually we arrive at what is the best way forward.
Of course. Mr Gove, we're told that this new treaty with Rwanda is ready to go, and we're obviously waiting for this emergency legislation. Is there anything you can tell our listeners about what might be in it?
I can't, but I know that the Home Secretary will.
And it's coming in the coming days, we were told about 11 days ago. Still on the way?
I believe so.
What chance would you put of us getting one of those flights off to Rwanda before the next election, Mr Gove?
I'm not very good at making predictions that involve percentages, but I do believe that we will do everything we can in order to make sure not just that the Rwanda deal works, but also that the whole suite of policies that we have in order to control our borders and to make sure that we deal with illegal migration are in place.
Thanks so much. Last question. The Prime Minister has obviously welcomed back one of your old friends, David Cameron, to the Cabinet. Has it been working with him the past few weeks?
It's been fantastic. I'm absolutely delighted that David is back. He was a great Prime Minister, and I know he'll be a brilliant Foreign Secretary.